You shot straight, but you shot late. Holla at me. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
Say, man, hey, man. It's OG Jucario. Now, back at you with another one. And I had to come spin the YouTube block because it's been almost 3 years since young Dolph, the Memphis rapper, was gunned down in his hometown of Memphis there at this cookie shop. And since then, the indicted ones, who was alleged to have brought Dolph to his demise, were set to go to trial, right? But it seems like the trial keeps getting pushed back, and further pushed back in the year. And now they're saying it's finally going to take place in September of 2024. But there will be separate trials for each one of these individuals. Now, isn't that suspicious? And since I've been doing research on this Dolph case, I've done hundreds of videos on Dolph, right? With over millions of views that I had to take down off my platform because I received an email from YouTube saying that these videos that I've done on Dolph, the content, was reused content, right? And I was in violation of their guidelines and policies. Wow, really? So just to keep my platform in good standing, I removed the videos from my platform. But guess what? I will be re-uploading these same videos, this content that I did, because when this trial starts, everything that I talked about, everything that I said, all my research didn't go down the drain in vain, because now I'm gonna bring it back to my platform and we're gonna revisit it and talk about it once again. But I have to follow the guidelines and I have to be in the video talking to you and bringing this content to you visually, right? Not just verbally with a voiceover as you've seen me do my videos in the past. So we're going to revisit a video, my very first video that I did on Dolph. And it was the cookie shop owners breaking their silence about what they went through and experienced and saw that day when Dolph was lying there on their cookie shop floor, lifeless, right? And we're going to explore what I said then, and I'm going to give my recap on everything now. So slide with me as we go down the rabbit hole once again about what really happened to Dolph, who wanted to take Dolph out, what was the motive, because they never gave us one, right? And Steve Moore, the DA there, said he would not reveal the motive to us. Wow, that's suspicious. So, buckle up and slide with it. Run it.
Sadness. Maurice and Pamela Hill are not okay.
It's kind of in a nightmare that we can't wake up from.
After their flagship bakery on Airways Boulevard became a murder scene, where longtime customer Adolph Young Dolph Thornton Jr. took his last breath.
All right, so boom. As we just heard, Dolph was a long-time customer of this cookie shop. So it shouldn't have been no kind of discrepancy on who he was, okay? So I have to put that out there because when they start telling this story, especially Maurice, he acts like he didn't even know Dolph. Let's check it out.
His losing his life, buying my cookies, you know, because he just felt comfortable coming there. And it's just been hard for me to just digest.
As usual, family members were running the store just after noon Wednesday when Dolph drove up in his camo Corvette. He didn't ask for his usual chocolate chip cookies and ice cream.
So he got 2 lemon and 2 strawberry cookies. So they was really for his mother.
All right, so boom. When Dolph pulled up that day, that tend to make me think he didn't call no order in because he didn't get his usual, okay? So he pulls up at the spur of the moment, out the blue, to get 4 cookies for his mom. And how does she know that those 4 cookies was for his mother? So that tends to make me believe that him and this owner right here, they had a conversation. Him and her had a conversation, okay? So they had enough time to talk and you know, and do all these things while Dolph was there. Let's continue to listen.
Dolph and another young man stood in the left corner of the store on their cell phones and never saw it coming. Maurice drove up to see his workers raising their heads from ducking bullets and the young man.
All right, so boom. Now, you mean to tell me Dolph and this young man is standing in the left corner of the store, right by each other, on their cell phones. They didn't see the ambush coming. So why is Dolph the only one hit if the young man was standing right there next to him in the same corner? If Dolph got hit over 20 times, why the young man did not get hit one time? Somebody please explain that to me. That's very suspicious. But we're going to carry on and we're going to get the full story, then we're going to chop it up.
He was just distraught. He was hysterical. He was punching on the window, and because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know there was a body laying there, and I thought, matter of fact, I thought he had shot the place up himself.
All right. So see, when Maurice started talking, something don't sound right. So when Maurice drove up, he said he drove up to his employees getting up from ducking bullets. So that means he drove up right after it happened. Okay? So you mean to tell me he said he don't know what happened? You ain't see these bullet holes in your establishment? You ain't know what was going on, so you didn't see Dolph's camouflage Corvette outside your cookie shop. So you didn't know Dolph was inside this building. Come on, brother. That don't sound right. If Dolph been coming there all his life, you know what Dolph look like. You know what Dolph drive. So you don't know that this Dolph laying on your establishment floor dead? Come on, brother. Then you had the nerve to say you thought the young man who was with Dolph shot up your place. I thought he had shot it up. I didn't know what was going on. Come on, brother. Something about that's real suspicious, Maurice. That don't even sound right, man. You know who Dolph is. But we're going to continue to listen to you lie, brother.
Hill says just a year ago, young Dolph told him he wanted to tell the world about Makeda's. The baker now feels an eerie and painful coincidence between what's happening now and the store's namesake, Makeda, his 6-year-old niece. She was a patient at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and died of leukemia.
She told my wife and her mother, she said, why these folks bringing me all these presents? She said, they think I'm gonna die. But she said, I'm not going anywhere, but don't tell them. And then, you know, for those words to come out of her mouth, that she's not going anywhere. And here we are, almost 23 years later, and they still calling her name.
Okay, boom. So right now, what you just heard Maurice said, you know, he's giving you the background on how the cookie shop got the name. It was named after the little girl who died of leukemia.
He says this is not how he wanted Dolph to let the world know. Pamela, who shared the same July 27th birth date with the slain rapper, says she might not have been familiar with his music, but she felt akin to him as an entrepreneur and philanthropist.
WTF. Did you just hear that, people? So Pamela Hill and young Dolph shared the same birthday. Is that a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. Okay? And furthermore, how does she know he's a philanthropist? Was Dolph giving these people donations? You know, so why did they throw the philanthropist part out there? Pay attention. Stay with me.
Just wanting to give, just wanting to change the whole world, you know, I feel that's what he felt.
She says now is the time to change, to end the killing of young black men.
All right, so boom. Now you just heard Pamela speak. Now my thing is this. She is real calm for somebody who was inside that cookie shop the same day a young man that she been knowing all his life that been coming up buying cookies died in her shop. She sound real calm. Something about that don't sit right with me. As an older black woman, you would think this woman would be distraught from what she would be traumatized from what she just experienced. Okay? And for her not to get hit one time with a bullet, okay? She didn't even get cut with a piece of glass. You know? And none of the other employees that have never came out and did a video and said, yeah, I was in the cookie shop when Dolph got killed. I got hit 1 or 2, 3 times. Nobody said that. Only person that got shot that day inside that cookie shop was Dolph. Now, as I stated, this was my initial reaction video to Dolph's demise there at that cookie shop. And I was under the impression at the time that she was there because Pamela Hill said that he ordered 2 lemon and 2 strawberry cookies, making it sound as if she was there the time that Dolph met his demise, right? But we've come to find out almost 3 years later and interviews later that the daughter gave and the son gave, and the other daughter who owns a cookie shop also, they're saying no, that their mother and their father, Maurice and Pamela, was not at the cookie shop that day when this whole ordeal took place and Dolph lost his life. But, you know, now that we're revisiting this video, we see that this is where all the confusion came from. Now, revisiting this video gives you more insight and clarity on what happened then and what's going on now and all the things that were said, because it was a lot of confusion as if they were actually there, but now that we come to find out, they wasn't, allegedly. So you have Maurice saying that, you know, he didn't know that that was Dolph lying on his business establishment floor, lifeless, right? And he made it seem as if the guy who we came to find out now was Dolph's brother, right, who was banging on the window and, you know, trying to obviously get inside of the business, because evidently the doors must have been locked. And that's what we come to find out later down in, you know, the investigation as well, that maybe he was banging on that window because he was trying to get in the cookie shop to render aid to his brother, Dolph. And a lot of this stuff that went on back then and a lot of things that were said didn't seem lined up with actually what happened. From then to now, a lot of things still seem very suspicious as far as what really took place with Dolph losing his life at that cookie shop on November 17th, 2021. Because, you know, in the interview, we never hear Maurice actually state that he knew it was Dolph, right? He said he didn't know who it was. And that right there was very, very suspicious to me, because how do you not know who Dolph is? And his vehicle, his camouflage Corvette, is sitting right outside your cookie shop. And everybody that's out there, the bystanders, are saying it's Dolph. So how didn't Maurice know this? And see, that's what I found very suspicious about the owner, Maurice Hill, saying that he didn't know that that was Dolph, who was lifeless on his cookie shop floor. Let's carry on and finish this interview.
Losing his life, and from this tragedy, I think that there's something for all of us to do to get out of it. I think it's time for us to, I guess, stop talking.
All right, so boom, we at the end of the interview. Now we're going to chop it up about some things that seem real suspicious with this Dolph murder. Let's go back to what they say in the beginning. They said Dolph and the young man were standing in the left corner of the store. So that means when she started that story off like that, she didn't tell the story from when Dolph ordered the cookies at the counter. That means this owner right here took Dolph's order for those 4 cookies. So how did she know that was for his mom? They must have had a conversation. He must have told her, oh, no, I don't want the usual today. I'm coming here to get my mama some cookies. You know, she just wants 2 lemon and 2 strawberry. So they went to the corner, left corner of the store, him and his homeboy, on their phones. That's when the shooters was getting out the car, walked up to the storefront and started shooting it up. Okay, so you mean to tell me out of all those 50 shots that witnesses say they heard, over 50 shots, only Dolph got hit and the boy was standing right there next to him? The woman who took his order, the owner right here, she didn't get shot? And it's also suspicious that she never said anything about a shooting. She never said that she seen Dolph get killed. She never said she seen the body. Maurice said he seen the body. Matter of fact, he said he didn't notice the body. I ain't know it was a body sitting there. I ain't know it was a body on the ground. That's what he said, people. So I find that very highly suspicious that she didn't get shot. Nobody else in the store got shot. The young man that was standing next to Dolph didn't get shot. Okay? And then the news has footage of this young man that was with Dolph running outside with a gun chasing the getaway car. Where that picture come from? Because Maurice said that the boy was inside banging on the glass. So how he get time to run out of the store and chase the getaway car? That don't sound right. See, as you analyze these things, you'll start putting two and two together, people. This story just does not seem right. You know, why is it never a clear-cut case of what happened with these rappers? Why is it always a conspiracy? Why is it always a mystery? Why come the girl that was outside of the store who did the viral video who was saying that Dolph was dead, they got him, y'all, he dead, y'all, Dolph dead, right? How did she know that? Somebody, his arm was hanging out the window. How we know that was Dolph? Because that was his car that was outside the cookie shop, right? So we are forced to automatically believe that was Dolph. That's how predictive programming works. Okay? This woman, Pamela, never said anything about her life was in danger. Maurice never said when he drove up, you know, he was worried about if his wife got killed or got shot. He just said he didn't know what happened. I thought the young man had shot it up. Man, all this shit don't seem right, man. And one more side note before we get out of here. Something to put on your mind to think about. You mean to tell me out of all them people who had footage of Dolph being murdered that day of the crime scene, nobody actually got real footage, up close and personal footage of the crime scene? Why is it always a conspiracy of how these guys die? And it's a mystery if they really are dead. I'll let you decide. Nobody showed us footage of Dolph's body getting transported on a stretcher. All they did was boarded up the cookie shop to where nobody can see inside of it. They did not show us footage of Dolph's body being wheeled out on a stretcher and into a paramedic. They didn't show us that. They just pronounced him dead on the scene, DOA. I think that's very suspicious, man. But, you know, you be the judge. Why in the hell can't we see the video camera footage that happened inside of the store? What the hell is the holdup on the video camera footage of young Dolph getting ambushed inside of that store? Why come we can't see that footage, y'all? Where is the 911 call from this incident? Did not no one call 911? That's suspicious, y'all. Because there's so many questions, like, where's Dolph's brother? He had that Draco pointed right at the Mercedes. Everybody who was in that car should have got Swiss cheese that day. And they shouldn't have got away had Dolph's brother with that Draco and that steel shot frame shot everything up in its vicinity. But guess what? That's a mystery as to why MPD recovered that car on Bradley Street. No bullet holes nowhere. Go back and look at the photos from that car that was recovered on Bradley. That Mercedes that was said to be the same exact Mercedes that the assailants were in that day that Dolph met his demise from. Well, I don't think it was, you guys. Because at the end of the day, there's too many inconsistencies in what happened at that cookie shop November 17th, 2021. And the cookie shop owners, they said that they weren't there at the time of Dolph's demise at that cookie shop. And that very well might be true. But they went live. Somebody did a live video, and this was when the cookie shop was closed. And the mother, Pamela Hill, said that she was definitely there that morning before the cookie shop opened, the day of November 17th. Why didn't any of the cookie shop workers that day who were there when Dolph met his demise, why did they come out and speak out about their experience that day, what they went through? I found that very suspicious as well. Why wasn't the alleged shooters of Dolph, Cornelius Smith and Straight Drop Justin Johnson, why weren't they also charged with attempted murder of the cookie shop workers, the 3 workers who worked there that day? Their lives were also in danger. They could have also been taken out by this senseless act of violence. So there are still a lot of questions out there that loom around this Dolph case. And I urge you to keep it locked to OG Jucario TV as we take it back to the beginning and we try to figure out and ask more questions upon the questions and the research I've already done to try to see if we can unravel what really happened to Dolph. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spending with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than booty hair. And guess what? I'm gone.